One of my favorite things about the Girls Table is meeting and conversing with boss women that are doing tremendous work, not only in Zimbabwe, but around the world. On this week, we get to know her with two women from the City of Kings and Queens that are doing amazing work. We have Amanda Nkono-Mbowane of Ngcono-Mbowane Foundation and Takatso Sibanda of Bluebell Foundation, and we're going to be hearing more about the work that they're doing. My name is Ngcono-Mbowane, and this is the Girls Table. Amanda? Welcome to the Girls Table.
Thank you.
You look lovely today.
Thank you. I tried, you know. I knew I was coming on Girls Table.
Oh yeah, honey. You know what's up. All right. So before we get into the work that you're doing, we would like to know with Amanda Ngcono. You know, when I first heard your name, I thought it was a surname because I think it's quite a unique name. Tell us a little bit about Amanda.
So Amanda Nkono-Nkomo. Okay, the Ngcono-Mbowane masolo Mbowane.
Come on, somebody.
Was born right here in the City of Kings and Queens. I'm 21 years old, and yeah, so Ngcono is unique.
Yes.
It's very unique.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's my middle name. But actually, Ngcono is the one that gave me this name.
All right.
But yeah, so I'm currently based in the UK. I've been based there since I was about 3 years old. And yeah, I come and go here all the time.
All the time?
All the time.
You said you're 21?
Yes.
Okay, honey. All right. Now I'm interested to hear the work that you're doing, especially for young girls, especially as a young girl yourself. So tell us a little bit about the work that you do, especially what motivated you to start.
I think what motivated me to start, the movement of women is so important to me. I say this all the time, women are the future. We are the future. We are about to take over the world in a positive way. And I want other women to know that, and I want other women to know that they are appreciated and they are loved, and no matter, because we go through a lot. There's a lot. We have you have your own unique story. I have my own unique story. Everyone in this room has their own unique story. So when I started the work of women, I was like, you know what? I have sisters back home that need, you know, they need that push. They need someone to be like, you can do it. You know, you've got it. You're amazing. You're beautiful. No matter your situation right now, no matter what you're going through right now, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's a bigger picture to what you're seeing. There's a purpose to everything. Every one of us has a purpose. There's beauty in purpose. So when I started it, I was like, you know what, there's so much we can achieve when we work together. There's a quote that says, when women work together, incredible things happen. And it's true. I've seen it happen. You've seen it happen. And it can happen.
All right. I wish we could get more into the differences of the experiences of young women in the UK and in Zimbabwe, since you have exposure to both, but we won't get into that for now. Tell us a little bit about the Ngcono-Mbowane Foundation.
So Ngcono-Mbowane Foundation, oh gosh, so this came around last year when I did my first project. I did my first project at Cholocho. We did something called the school giveaway drive. So we went to 2 schools and gave away books, pens, pencils, rulers, and we also did like a mini girl talk to the girls, and we gave away sanitary towels. So that was the first project, January 2019, and then we came back August 2019 and we did the Girl Talk live in Zimbabwe. That was a Women Empowerment Day for young girls between the ages of 15 to 30. We had different organizations come, we had speakers, we had food, we had drinks. So them were the 2 projects, and now we've got another 2 coming up. So yeah.
So the school tour is it's one of the projects of the Ngcono-Mbowane Foundation. Yes, it is. So I love the theme, building future girl bosses.
Yes.
What does that mean? Unpack that a little bit. You are Miss World Zimbabwe UK 2017, and we recently saw Zozibini Twinzi winning Miss Universe, and she spoke about cementing ourselves and taking up space.
Of course.
How do you then link that to your theme, building future girl bosses? Why is it important for women to take up space and cement themselves, especially from a young age?
Oh, it's important. Like it's important in the sense of that we can do it, and we can also use the spaces up. We can build, and the theme building future girl bosses, because like I said, female is the future. We are the future. I want to see us more in leadership roles. You know, applying for stuff that is very, you know, MPs, stuff like that. I want to see a president of Zimbabwe who is a woman in the next 20, 30 years. I want to see that. I want to be able to know that we are bosses in the making. No matter if you're doing hair, you're doing nails, you're in education, whatever you're doing, you are building yourself as a boss. You are a girl boss in your department, and you know, own that, own it. Be proud and say, do you know what, I am a girl boss, and whatever I'm doing, I'm proud to be that. No matter my situation, no matter where I'm from, no matter what I'm doing, but I'm doing something.
Why do you think women need such a push or a reminder that they can be bosses and they can do it? Because I don't see men sitting around and saying, oh, dude, you can do it. Like, men seem to always have it in them to push, and they have that drive. So what is it about women that makes us need that push and other people to kind of motivate us to say,
I think sometimes as women we underestimate ourselves quite a lot, and we always think that, you know, we can't do it, or, you know, maybe it's not for us, or, you know, maybe this is a bit too much, or, you know, I'm not wanted here, so I'm not going to go here. Oh, that person's doing better, you know, and I don't want to be there. No, like, motivate each other. Like, as a woman as well, I was never as motivated. Trust me, you might see me this motivated. Yes, okay. I was never like this. It took me as well a while to be like, do you know what, I can do it. I need to do it. I need to take up space, because why not? Why not? Men can do it. We can do it as well. So I feel like sometimes culture comes in and religion comes in, and, you know, and as women, you know, we're more kind of, not told, but kind of culture-wise and religion-wise, it's kind of like sit back kind of thing. And, you know, there's a difference sometimes, and culture comes in quite a bit. So I think when you have women saying, do you know what, stand up and do something, stand up and be that girl boss, stand up, be that world leader, be that changer of the world, have an impact, and you see one do it, and you have an impact, it's a domino effect. Yes. It goes on and on and on and on.
Do you think women in the first world have the same hurdles and impediments when it comes to going for what they want and taking up space? Or it's something that we are affected by? You spoke about culture, you spoke about religion.
I think our generation is much more free to doing what we're doing now, whereas generations back from like Ogogo or Mama, their generation was more closed, which is obviously that's to do with culture and stuff, whereas our generation is more like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to be that voice, I am that voice. Whereas I feel like before no one was really that voice, no one was like, do you know what, there's something wrong with this, I'm going to stand up to it. And like I said, it's nothing to do with them, it's not their fault, but it's just culture-wise. Whereas I see our generation now we're more vocal about things. If we see something, we're going to, you know, tweet it, or we're going to Instagram it, we're going to like shout and say, do you know what, this is wrong, no, we can't put up with this. Whereas I feel like before, it was a lot different. We're in a different time, we're in a different generation, totally different mindset to how maybe our parents are and our grandparents are. It's totally different.
All right, so you had the opportunity to be a UN delegate at the Change the World Model UN. Of all the conversations that were had in that platform, what issues were spoken about that you think apply to Zimbabwe specifically, especially the women?
I think it was gender equality and the treatment of women, and just how that we are now pushing that. And they are pushing it, and that was a conversation that was quite interesting, because that conference, there was students from all over the world, you know, everywhere. So that conversation in particular was one of the most that interested me, because gender equality, we're trying to push that. We want to push that. We want to see women and men on the kind of the same level, and treated the same, and, you know, respected in the same sense. And, you know, it's not a woman's job. No, a man can do it too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like pushing that narrative of that, no, this is a woman, she needs to do this, this and this, but why can't a man do it? Or this is a man's job, he needs to do this and this, but a woman can do it as well. So that was, I think, out of all the conversations we had, was probably the most important.
I hear a lot of people saying we need to craft a form of gender equality that is specific to the African or to the Zimbabwean context. What do you have to say about that? Should there be a difference between gender equality in the first world, so to speak, and in the third world? Because they keep speaking on how this gender equality has led to cultural erosion and the degradation of morals and so forth. So do you think it's imperative to have a gender equality or a form of gender equality that is specific to Zimbabwe, for example?
I don't think it needs to be like just done to Zimbabwe. I think if we sat down as a country, as a world, and came together and made one for everyone, like every country could be involved, because just to put one to Zimbabwe in itself, but what about the rest? Like, why does it have to be different to what they're doing in other countries? Why can't it just be one gender equality segment, and everyone else implies to it? Zimbabwe implies to it, Mozambique, Zambia, Nigeria, Africa, UK, Netherlands, all these places all follow one. And that, when you're following one, it makes it so much easier, because you're not saying, oh, well, this country does it different to our country, and your country does it. You see what I'm saying? Is if you just have one structure, it works better.
It works better. Now, what's interesting to me is that you were based in the UK, but you had a love for your country that you came back, or you constantly back and forth to address some issues that you feel need addressing here. What do you have to say to other Zimbabweans, other women that are not local, in the role or their responsibility towards young women and young girls back, especially now that everyone is clamoring to leave? They're like, oh my gosh, we need to leave this country, but you are coming back and say, I want to be part of the fight.
What makes me is because home is home, no matter where you are in the world. I left here when I was 3 years old. I never grew up here, I grew up overseas, but the love for that fact that I know this is home, this is where I'm born, this is where life started for me, this is where my family is, this is where everything for me started in terms of life. How can I now go back overseas, do all this overseas, but I know my brothers and sisters here, they don't have that, or they need that? To me, it didn't make sense. And like I say, I try and say, do you know what, no matter how, even if it's small, even if it's just donating pads, donating food, donating whatever, the small impact that you have means so much to someone else than you doing nothing at all. You know, you can't, I feel like you just, you know, there's so much that can be done, and there's so much that I know other people overseas can do and bring it over here. It doesn't cost a lot. I'm not a millionaire at the end of the day. I'm a student. I'm 21 years old. I work part-time. Do you know what I'm saying? But the fact that I know that there's small things that I can do to help my community, and I try and push that. You know, other people, come just do something. Like, you know, if you're donating something, even just coming to do workshops with the knowledge that you have over there and bring it over here, it's still as important as doing nothing. You know, I always say no one is going to help Zim but ourselves. There's no one going to come and take over Zim and just be like, here you go. We need to do it ourselves as Zimbabweans, and we can do it. We are strong enough to do it, but we just need to push on and do it.
All right. So what can our viewers look forward to in terms of the work that Ngcono-Mbowane Foundation is doing in the next few days, weeks, or months?
Days, weeks, or months. So Ngcono-Mbowane Foundation has got a busy schedule this year. Tomorrow we are doing the Girl Talk School Tour. Building Future Girl Bosses is the theme. In Cholocha we'll be hoping for about 300 young ladies. Again, it's a day of workshops, discussions, light lunch. We're going to be doing vision boards. We're going to be doing panel tours. We're just going to have fun, but good fun with knowledge and all that stuff. And then next week we're doing the school giveaway tour. We'll be going to 2 schools. We'll be going to Cholocha High, and we'll be going to John Land and Ngoma High School, giving away books, pens, pencils. We'll be doing again a mini girl talk with girls, giving away pads. So that is January. We'll be back again December. We're in the works of doing like a massive boys' day kind of thing. Yeah. We want to do like a tournament of like sports day, but bring it to life. There will be athletics, there will be boxing, there will be football. And at the moment, I'm in the UK gathering as much resources as I can. So I've worked with different companies, and we'll be shipping over equipment. We'll be shipping over uniforms. We'll be shipping over sports stuff that's needed. Is it boxing stuff? Is it football stuff? So that's the biggest, well, not the biggest, but one of the main things that we're looking forward to do in December. So I've literally reaching out to everyone in the UK just to donate anything they can, and we'll be shipping everything over and just creating like literally a live sports day here in Bulawayo. So,
any last words for a young woman or young girl that may be looking at you right now and saying, wow, I want to be where she is tomorrow?
Well, to any young woman and a girl out there, just keep doing you. You are beautiful, you are strong, you are powerful. You have a purpose in this world, and you know, whatever your situation is, you know, I keep saying situation because I know our situations are different, but you can do it, you can pull through it. Just believe in yourself, and you know, you can do it. And you know, it took me a while. I'm just starting out. I'm 21, I'm starting out. I've still got years and years to go, but I keep that fact is, if we work together as women, as people, as Zimbabweans, as just general people, magic can happen, and a lot of good positive things can happen.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for joining us. And we are going to be following you definitely to see all the amazing work that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
And that was Amanda Nkono, everybody, the founder of Ngcono-Mbowane Foundation. I'm trying to think back to what I was doing at 21, and I have no recollection. But hopefully her work is going to be motivating you to go out there and do something for others. This is the Girls Table. We'll be back after these messages.
What can SITE do for you? The Center for Innovation and Technology offers a business opportunity to engage directly with your market online. We also offer media training workshops, live streaming, documentary production, and events management. For more information, visit our website and social media platforms. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. With Sight, you'll never miss a thing.
If you're just joining us, this is the Girls Table with Ngcono-Mbowane, and today we're talking to boss women that are doing a lot of amazing work in the city and all over the world. Now, joining us for this segment is Takatso Sibanda, the founder of Bluebell Foundation. Takatso, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You look lovely, by the way.
Thank you, dear.
All right, so we want to know, Takatso, before we get into the work that you're doing. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, Takatso is a young woman born in Gwanda, grew up in Bulawayo, in Ruveve, Kwabalanda. I went to school in Bulawayo. I have my family here in Bulawayo as well. I'm a writer. I am a psychological counselor, and I'm into development work as well.
Into development work. I grew up in Gwanda as well, but a town. I don't remember. Were you in the city as well?
No, I was just born there.
You were just born there, and then you were like, oh.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. So, Bluebell Foundation.
Yes, that's my baby.
That's your baby.
Yes.
Tell us about your baby.
Okay, so growing up, I always had this desire, like to have someone, like a big sister or a network of people who would help me, like looking back to make decisions, like at school, what subjects to choose, like what going to uni, what career path to follow, and like what, which organizations to volunteer for, who to network with, what to do with my time. So looking back, I figure if I'd had people who could have held my hand and showed me which moves to make, I could be further off than I am today. So I figured I could be that person for someone else, for another girl, for another young boy.
For another young boy. So you work mainly with young girls?
Yes,
or
young people, but
yes.
Mostly my passion is
so it's
for
both boys and girls?
Yes, but my passion is mostly for young girls, but
yeah.
I figure she'll need to date someone, she'll need, she'll have a boss. You'd rather develop the young guy as well.
Yeah, so maybe of note, what are your thoughts on people that say girl empowerment is overdone? Like you or we need to concentrate as much on the boy child as we do on the girl child.
I figure for looking back at our history, women have been subjugated for a long time. There's been abuse of women. In some areas, girls don't even go to school. They're married off early. So we have many challenges that we face that boys might not face. So I understand when some organizations put women first. Then I also understand when other people believe women have been given an advantage too much.
Yeah.
But I just feel like everyone should be given a chance. If in an area women have more challenges, then give them an advantage. I don't see anything wrong with that.
All right. So tell us more about the nature of your work as the Bluebell Foundation.
Okay, so the Bluebell Foundation it's a Christian organization. I'm a Christian. So what we do, our work is centered on 5 areas of a young person's well-being. We're looking at the young person's spiritual development, their education, their health and well-being, their livelihood, and what's the 5th one? Yeah, there's a 5th one. I'm forgetting it right now. Yeah, but we try to look at a young person holistically. What do they need to move on up in the world, to make it? Yeah.
You said you are a psychologist?
Psychological counselor.
Psychological counselor. Yes. To me, that speaks about issues of mental health and development.
Yes.
How imperative and important is it to concentrate and delve into the mental well-being of young people, especially in this generation, because clearly the way we grew up in the past 2 or so generations is so different from the way young boys and girls are growing up now. So how important is it, from your experience and your work, to really be mindful of the mental health of young people?
Yeah, I think mental health is like the backbone of any person's well-being. If you have a sound mind and you are emotionally feeling good, you are able to then think of bigger things. You can focus better. So in this day and age, I feel like the mental state of young people is very worrying. there's so many suicides happening, there's social media, there's so many things happening, and I feel that young people need encouragement, they need inspiration, and they need someone to talk to, someone to get them and to encourage them. I just feel like they need that connection.
All right.
Yeah.
You spoke about how you support and advocate for the holistic development of young people.
Yeah.
What impediments or hurdles are you encountering, especially in this our Zimbabwe, in achieving the holistic development?
Hey, there are so many challenges, girl. There are so many, because people need so much, and it's hard to focus on the one thing, because someone will come, maybe it's a young girl who needs she needs assistance with school fees. She doesn't get time to study at home because there's so much going on. She has to work after school to help feed the family. She's got this abuse maybe happening in the home as well, where there's so many needs and it's hard to keep up. But I've realized that I can't help everyone and I can't attend to all their needs. So that's where the issue of collaborating and networking with other people, where I can help you in one area, then I can link you, refer you to someone else for something else that you need. Yeah.
I don't know whether you were listening in on my conversation with the last guest. We spoke about how Uzozibini Tunzi, the current Miss Universe, spoke about the importance of taking up space as women and cementing ourselves, and that speaks to a leadership aspect that needs to be developed in young people. Does your organization emphasize the grooming or cultivation of leadership?
The fifth one I forgot. It's leadership.
It's leadership.
Yeah, personal and leadership development, actually. Yes, I think leadership development is very important. We need more people who look like us, who have been through things that we're battling with. We need some people to look up to. We need more people like us in the leadership spaces. We need people like us. Like, I need other women writers to look up to. I need people who've been through the things that I'm going through right now to help me through those things.
So when you speak about leadership spaces, what exactly are we talking about? Because I see that especially among women, there's a crisis of leadership. When you go to the topmost of whatever organization, company, chances are there won't be, or there'll be one woman there. So why do you think there's a crisis of leadership when it comes to female leaders specifically?
I think it's a matter of opportunities. I think there are many capable women who might feel that they're not up to taking up that space, where they
capable women that think they don't deserve to be.
I think there are many capable women.
What is that? What about women makes them think they're not deserving?
Where you might think, well, right now maybe I don't have a job. How can I now stand in front of people and encourage someone? I need to have money. I need to have a car. I need to have something to show. But sometimes you might not even have that, but you have something else to give. You have some word of encouragement. You have skills. You've had an experience that can actually enlighten someone else. So I figure it's an issue of you are capable, but you don't have confidence in yourself. And because of that, even if there are opportunities that might be available, you don't think they're for you. And you don't stand up to go after those things.
So how do we cure or rectify that deficiency? Because I see a situation where we're crying and clamoring for leadership, but the rest of the women that are supposed to be taking up the leadership position feel that way and second guess themselves, or have what the Stockholm syndrome? Is that the one? No, that's not the one. Oh my gosh, I'm just throwing in imposter syndrome. Yes, where you feel like, no, I don't deserve to be. So how do we rectify or how do we cure that in women, especially with your work as Bluebell Foundation?
Our work is centered on personal development of young people, where we help you to really see yourself, to encourage you, to see that you are more than you might see at that moment, where maybe you are young and you're thinking you're really nothing in this world. But we help you to have a broader vision, to broaden your horizon, to see yourself right. Like right now, I'm not a millionaire. I might not have lots of money, but I just need someone to help me see that with making the right moves, starting something small, learning from other people, I can actually take small steps towards the things that I want to do. We're encouraging people to just get up, get started. just do the one thing, take the one step, then grow from there, get started, start somewhere.
Start somewhere. Yeah. You are a writer and a filmmaker?
Yeah.
I love that. Why is it important for women to be the writers of the stories and to own their own stories and their narrative, especially in a world where there's so much that is telling us who we are and the information is not coming from ourselves?
I think it goes back again to the more you see faces like your own and you hear experiences like your own, it shows you that there's really nothing stopping you from being the best you can be. Like what motivated me to write is I yearned to read stories about Zimbabwe, about Luveve, where I grew up. But I don't want to hear stories. I mean, Hollywood is great and everything, but it would really be rich for me to read an amazing story, to watch an amazing film like about Makokova, Makwekwe, about a girl who grew up there like me, who made it in the world. Something to inspire me, something to just
something relatable,
good, something I could relate to. Yes.
Are there a lot of women in the space of film making and writing?
Yes, there are phenomenal women in these spaces. There's Priscilla Stole, she's remarkable. There's Ngcono-Mbowane, and they are grooming so many young women. We're learning so much from women like that. Tembedi Moyo as well, they're awesome women. Yeah.
All right, and you on a personal level are working on grooming other writers and filmmakers?
Yes, I'm learning myself right now, but when anyone asks for a hand up, a heads up, ask me to read their story. I'm happy to read your story and share what I can with you, yeah, and learn what I can from them as well.
Maybe just as a side, I don't know whether you've heard the critics that are speaking about Tyler Perry's writing in terms of his films and movies. Have you heard that conversation?
Oh yeah, there are many haters. Yes.
There are many haters, and they're saying, "Oh my gosh, you're portraying black women in such a negative light, and you know, a black woman can't win when it comes to his movies." Does that not speak to the importance of more women writing these films and these stories so that they can put out there the narrative that they want to see for other women?
Yeah, if you don't like Tyler's story, tell your own.
Write your own.
Yeah. Don't watch it, tell your own, yeah.
All right. You have a master's in development studies?
I'm studying towards it.
You're studying towards it.
Yes.
What direction would you like to see Bulawayo take in terms of its development?
Yeah, I could spend the whole day talking on that one.
Yes.
I think it would be great if we could see more support like for the creative economy. There are so many, I think Bulawayo is known as like the creative hub of Zimbabwe. I just wish there could be more opportunities for talented creatives, especially young people, that would be great. And entrepreneurs as well, where you could, if you have a brilliant idea, you could pitch it somewhere, get a little money, get it started. If there could be resources, more startup resources. Yeah, and mentorship as well, business mentorship. I think that
so we should basically stop reminiscing about the good old days of Untutu Zeatuna and start looking into how we can develop it as a creative hub and so forth.
Yeah, reminiscing will not feed us.
It will not take us anyway. What can we look forward to in terms of the work that Bluebell Foundation is going to be doing here on out?
Hey, there's a lot that we're going to be doing. We might bump into Amanda in Cholocho. We have a baseline research coming up soon. And we have here in Bulawayo, we have some personal development workshops for A-level students in Kwabalanda. There's a school in Kwabalanda, Inyanda High School. We have some work coming up there. Then, yeah, we have partnerships with the Institute of Rural Technologies and the Institute of Development Studies. So they'll be helping us with research. We're very passionate about the issue of especially sexual and reproductive health. Like, you know how astronomical the prices of sanitary ware is now. So we're looking into researching, you know, into the area of reusable sanitary ware. Yeah, to just see what can be done. Yeah.
All right. I wish we had more time to talk about the work that you do.
Yeah.
Maybe you might have a few words that you want to leave for the young woman that is watching you right now.
All right. You're beautiful, you're awesome, you can make it happen, you can make your dreams come true. Like, go for it, get started, do something, meet someone, do something today. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Takatso, for joining us, and we hope to see you again in the near future.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, Shay.
All right, so there you have it, everybody. We had an amazing episode with Amanda and Takatso, amazing women that are doing amazing things for the city of kings and queens. And hopefully you will be motivated to stand up and do something. Now, if you want to see more of these women that are doing amazing things for the city of kings and queens, do follow the Girls Table on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube, so you don't miss out on the many amazing things that we have in store for you. Let's meet again next week, Thursday. My name is Shengiwe.